Okay.
Welcome back to the morning show on XL7 TV. It's time for This Week in Real Estate with Mr. Bob Zadora.
Yes, sir.
Yes, it's Friday.
All of a sudden, people pop up on the screen there. It's like,
Yeah,
wow,
they
I know
look
that.
familiar.
I know them.
Yeah. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Well, I'm not saying potty words like Scooter did.
I can usually cover that. I had to stop yesterday.
Yeah.
I get like halfway through the prayer, and I just went,
It's a fun time here.
you know, I
Morning
didn't
show.
swear, but I, thank God. but it was like, that, you know, hold on, take a break. I come up, I says, is this live TV? Yeah, it is.
It's not Memorex. Remember those commercials?
Well, it's Memorex someplace else. But
Is
it's
this
not.
live or Memorex?
Yeah. I remember. See, we're
The
old.
old
We
days.
remember those things.
The old days.
That's right.
How's life in the real estate world?
It's different. You know, we're going through different changes. The pendulum goes up, the pendulum comes back, and goes in the middle. So we're kind of figuring out where we're at in this current phase right now. I think that there's more sales this week. So a month ago, more people were coming down. The weather had broke a little bit, and the schools were all in and things. So that's a good sign because we were down. It was like 14 or something a week before, and the week before that was low. So it's good to see that. Get some homes closed, get some land closed, businesses, everything. Rates, I think that people are realizing that the rates are going to be what they're going to be. And if you're going to get into something, you need to get on it.
Did I see something the other day that said the rates are in the fives?
They were, and they're back up, you know, they're working their way back up into the sixes again.
Okay.
So you're in the fives if you put a point down.
Right.
You know, if you get the wherewithal to do that, then you can get stuff in the fives. Chris has sent stuff out. There's some great federal programs, you know, FHA, VA, things like that, that will help people, especially first-time home buyers, you know, who don't have that wherewithal to make that big down payment. You don't need 20% down.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that got started as the rates were going up, you know, 20% down, that's not the case at all. There's some people need 20% down, but that's because they don't qualify for some of the federal programs. So there's some great opportunities out there. We're still over 500 houses. I imagine we'll stay that way for a while. I talked before about, you know, being in a post-COVID area, and it's just changed. You know, we swung from that extreme seller's market. We're swinging into more of a buyer's market. Mm-hmm. Buyers are being a little more picky and choosy. Buyers are being a little more making sure that inspections are getting done, making sure that things that would have normally they would have just glossed over. They're no, this has got to get fixed. This has got to get fixed. We want this done. We want that done. Sometimes the silly stuff, you know, and then we've had that's in talking to Chris. That's the biggest thing that blows up deals is the inspections. They use that as their excuse. You know, they change their mind. They're like, well, maybe we should do this cold feet type things. Yeah.
Let's shift gears just a little bit.
Yeah.
Let's change direction. How much continuing education do y'all have to go through each year? Because education is very important, and with all the law changes and the things that are going back and forth,
Yep.
how much are y'all subject to each year?
The state requires 8 hours of continuing ed, and in that there's an hour or 2 hour bank on agent safety, just to kind of remind people, pay attention. You know, when you spite, and it's for everybody. It's not just for real estate agents, for realtors. Excuse me. You know, when the spidey senses go off when you're in that parking lot and you're like, something ain't right here, that's time
Good chance something's not right.
Then something's not right. The number of victims that I took case reports from was like, yeah, we went in there and it was like, you know, something we just didn't feel right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's when they jumped out and said, give me your money, you know, or they took your car or whatever it was. You know, but your body's and your mental acuity is pretty sharp, and it knows when something's not right. That fight or flight. Pay attention to it. Don't be afraid to turn around and walk out of someplace. You know.
So the continuing ed do all the agents in the area take it at the same time? Are there different courses?
Well,
that are
you
offered?
have to take it within a year. So everybody has to have their continuing ed done by December 31st.
Okay.
So that'll kind of be the tell as far as how many people are going to renew their licenses, is how many people took their continuing ed. It gives a pretty good ballpark figure. Licenses were due by September, so there's people that still haven't got their licenses, but there'll be a 10% fine on that. So some that are debating, am I going to do this again next year? Am I going to go back to doing what I did before? The market's changed. I haven't. What are we going to do? That's where you see that. Continuing ed it's a variety of different topics that they give the teachers to present to the classes. We've had it in a couple of the churches where we've had 150 people, 200 people in there. Sometimes we've done it in the office with the 40 agents that we've got there. Every year is kind of a little different, just the way things shake out. The availability of the teachers. We like to get it done early and be done with it. It's not as much as it probably should be. We could probably extend that out. There's people throwing stuff at their TV right now, but it probably wouldn't be a bad idea to make it. But it's finding the time, finding the facility. I mean, there's expenses involved in all of this, but just the way it is.
Let's talk about the Z team. How many members of the Z team are there right now?
So the 6 of us have all of our continuing ed done. So everybody will be back next year, and Jason's still doing mostly. He's mostly still working in Chicago while he's here. He's in Cotter working remotely. He's doing that, but he's there to do photographs and measuring and everything else. And Darlene Smith has had her license for quite a while, and she's born and raised here. Great girl, does a great job. Sam McMaster, military veteran, he was a recruiter. He knew a lot of the kids from schools and stuff here. He had worked out of the area. Great kid, get the military bearings squared away. Reese Tubbs, the legendary Reese Tubbs. He's down in Marshall, and he takes care of all. His father was a realtor, and he kind of grew up under the desk, as it were, at his father's foot, helping him, just kind of seeing how all this stuff goes on. And he just does a great job. And obviously, Linda and I, we're over 20, we're just cracking 20 years. And every day's a holiday, every meal's a feast. We just keep moving forward.
And the Z team is a team member of Lemac Realty, Century 21?
Exactly, and it's something that people get confused with sometimes. We don't own Century 21. I've never purported to own Century 21. I've never wanted to own any company. We're very happy. Everybody's an independent contractor. All realtors are independent contractors, and that's set up for a variety of reasons, but we never want to, like I said, never want to own anything. It's better business-wise for us to be a team. Linda and I started the thing. She started it, and we got it going. And we've taken different agents on, in and out of the team, and helped people and helped to get them started. New people that had never had licenses before went to school, and a lot of kids they're all kids to me now at this stage. They get done. They go to class, and they just go and knock on doors at real estate companies. So somebody says, "Yeah, I'll take you on," and here's a phone book, and start calling people. When you just cold call that, here's a phone book. Start calling people, find people who want to sell their house. That was it. So we took the people that we took on, brought them in, showed them how to do measurement, showed them how to talk to people, took them 3, 4, 5, 10 listings, whatever it may have been. Just sit there, Watch how we do. Listen to the banter. Listen how the conversations go back and forth, and learn from that. Just kind of, you can have questions. Ask me anything you want when we're done. Don't ask us anything when we're sitting there. Don't confuse things. So we've turned out some pretty good realtors.
Right.
I'm pretty happy.
So we've got the Z team that's part of the Century 21, and then Century 21 as a whole office, they are part of the North Central Board of Realtors.
Correct. And that's here, but Century 21, obviously it's a global company, and they're part of a bigger conglomerate, which is going to be purchased by a bigger conglomerate. Well, actually, it's going to be purchased by a smaller conglomerate over the next 18 months or so, but that's not going to affect us here at all.
Right.
It doesn't
So
matter.
my whole point of saying all this morning is the person that pays the bill for you to be here is Bob and Linda Zadora, the Z team of Century 21 Lee Mack Realty.
Yes.
The Zadora portion of that pays for you to bring the information that you bring weekly, so people can stay educated
Yeah.
and stay up to date on what's going on in our local market, which helps them with their local market in a roundabout way, because if they're selling somewhere to come here, they have to have an idea what they're selling for.
Yeah, and all real estate is local. I mean, you look at our market here, and then you look at North Central Arkansas, and it's not really all that far away, but it's a whole universe away, real estate, and the practices and things like that. It's just all the MLSs are a little different and do things a little differently. But I mean, we're all bound by the state. There's the rules, there's laws in the state as far as how to conduct, not how, but there's some must.
Process. The
Yes,
process.
right. And don't do this.
Right.
Do this, don't do that. And to make that distinction going back and forth can be challenging.
Right. Let's take a look at your numbers.
This week in real estate, there were 58 new listings come on the market, 4 commercial properties, 35 parcels of land, 38 homes came on the market. They ranged in price from $85,000 to $765,000. There were 48 properties sold, 8 parcels of land, 40 homes sold. They ranged in price from $585,000 to $38,000. The average sale price this week was $252,000 with 97 days on market. A total of $10 million in residential real estate closed this week. Good week. And it's all that money stays, the amount of money that's brought up here from these real estate transactions and the banks and the people who get new kitchens and floors and all the other things that go on to there. That's a big financial drive.
Starts with a
real
house sale.
estate is huge. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. There were 28 properties expired. There were 38 residential price changes, and believe me, price enhancements I heard yesterday, and that's a term I want to start to use. Price enhancements. Currently, there's 535 homes on the MLS, and 223 of those are in Mountain Home. Year to date for 2025, there's been 885 homes have sold. Average sale price has been $252,000 with 94 days on market. Last year, there had been 878 homes that sold. Average sale price was $243,000 with 90 days on market. In 2022, there had been 931 homes that sold. In 2021, there had been 974 homes that sold. So you can see how the effect that COVID had and how that pushed the prices up. But you had the interest rates were low, and being able to get stuff at 3-4% made a big difference for people in the affordability going forward. And that pushed the prices up. The prices are coming back down because people just can't have two things going on like that at the same time. It's just there's that much money here.
How do they get you?
Do yourself a favor. Call my honey. She's at 870-405-0793. You can check out the website, retiredtoarkansas.net. Best thing to do is really give her a call, 870-405-0793.
This has been This Week in Real Estate with Bob Zadora. 870-405-0793 is their number. Retiredtoarkansas.net is their website. These are realtors you can recommend to your friends. They're busy, but never too busy to help you. We'll be back with Football Friday in just a moment.